Today's horoscope and tarot reading from Astrocademy, Pisces February 22, 2022. Today you might decide to put yourself in charge of something. If you are a member of a church group, perhaps you will decide to become the head of a charity drive. You could collect donations from people and organize other volunteers. You'll enjoy being in command of a worthy project. Try to find a positive way of using your leadership talents. You have many gifts that you can share with others. The energy of the day will be lighthearted and fun, so you will be able to shake off some stress and relax a little bit. In the evening, you might want to go out with friends and share some laughs. Or your romantic partner might appreciate a nice dinner out or a good musical concert. Do something different with your evening so that you can mark a difference between work time and personal time. Pay attention to your instincts today. This is a good day for trusting your hunches about colleagues or business associates. Maybe you will be able to figure out how to convince someone that your ideas are valid, when before this person was not receptive to your suggestions. Use your imagination and your sense of innovation to impress others today, and you could experience a nice breakthrough of some sort. Generally, you don't tend to worry so much, but today you might, especially about money. Perhaps you made a purchase that you're now doubting the wisdom of making. Maybe this was an impulse buy, but make sure you really don't want it before you take it back to the store. You're probably doing better financially than you have for a long time, so don't waste any time panicking. Instead, spend a little more. Take yourself out to lunch. Your social life is due to suffer some turbulence. You feel put down by friends and family, or even get into arguments with them. Take a critical look at yourself. Perhaps you are asking too much of your loved ones. Hold back a little and resolve the issues by talking to them instead of trying to have your own way all the time. You're onto something that seems intriguing, and you have plenty of time and energy to investigate. Try to get to the bottom of it, but make sure you follow up clues that seem obscure and removed from the plot. A tendency to rush into romance scares off potential candidates for your love. Such a forceful approach can have an adverse effect on the person you desire. If you're not looking for rejection, try to develop a gentler and serene attitude, then those you meet find you to be a far more attractive proposition to date. A group with which you may be affiliated might suddenly find itself catapulted into the public eye at this time, possibly because of a goal it is either striving for or possibly has already reached. This is likely to have a very positive effect on your life in some way, perhaps professionally, or perhaps because you'll be meeting new friends and expanding your horizons. Expect a new cycle of adventure in your life. Be sure to plan a little time for some recreation and social activity today. The essence of the day's vibration will encourage this to provide for greater balance in your hardworking and often serious lifestyle. A little laughter and chit-chat can work wonders for a tired or stressed out brain, making you far more productive overall. Make sure you completely avoid talking shop and take advantage of the chance to connect with the people in your life. Take care to not delude yourself today. While it can be a real preference to see what you want to see, the truth can hurt even more at the end. Creating a delusion of what is real can only last so long. It is never a permanent thing. Rather than playing this kind of Russian roulette with yourself, take off the blinders and face what's before you. Even if this means hurting, it will likely be far less on your own terms rather than when the delusion blows up. Before leaving a nostalgic and reflective part of your chart today, the moon offers a chance to pause and may even insist that you do. As always, before leaving, the moon will clash with the dwarf planet Eris in your work sector, putting how well you know when to keep your work hat on and when to take it off to the test, and the timing couldn't be better. This not only comes just 2 days after the sun's return to a playful part of your chart, but with the busiest months of the year due to start next month. 2 days after the sun returned to your romantic sector, and with the solar spotlight now on matters of the heart and all things romantic, the moon makes a timely return to Scorpio. Over the next few days, the moon will not only form a friendly aspect to the sun but to the planets already in your romantic sector, giving the early days of this new chapter a boost. Your tarot reading for today. The Hierophant, the Magician, and the Emperor. Are you really your best counsel? Probably not at this moment in time. You are worried that you will sell yourself short and agree to something that you don't feel morally comfortable with. For example, you may really desire marriage, but the offer has been, let's live together. You may be looking at a job or business opportunity, but you question how ethical it is. Seek out an advisor you can trust, such as a teacher, priest, parent, or anyone you have respect for. They will be happy to help. What you most want is a new love in your life, and when the Magician appears, a new love affair or perhaps a rekindled affair is at hand. All things new are possible. The result is up to you. It depends on just how much you want it. The Emperor in this position suggests that what you most want at this time is success and achievement, and the support and influence of perhaps your father, husband/partner, or another man of significance in your life who you believe could help. Our eyes in the sky. The gentleness of today makes us feel more tender, generous, and able to take on the world. The only negative is that our emotions will come from an egotistical place. It might be hard to put other people's feelings ahead of ours because we're all focused on how we feel rather than how everyone else is feeling. We could be unwilling to show our emotional cards and put them on display. However, being open to discussing our feelings can lead to a deeper, longer-lasting connection with those we care about. This could create an over-the-top sentimental frenzy that brings to the forefront emotions that have been buried beneath the surface in our hearts. Something to watch out for is a lack of boundaries between us and others, which might cause some drama before bedtime. Instead of pushing to get your way, take a step back and focus on the positive in your life. The good side to this transit is that it encourages us to make a conscious effort to embrace a spiritual attitude after an emotional meltdown. Our relaxed and easygoing mental state favors curiosity, conversation, and generally following our bliss. If you have the opportunity, wake up lazily and see where the morning leads. Whether we wind up playing with friends, working away at a passion project, or lounging with a love interest, this transit unleashes the inner child who we typically keep subdued to manage adult concerns. Following this transit, the moon enters a void lasting until after dark, suggesting we spend this time embracing joy, instead of trying to do something productive with its influence. In the early afternoon, the moon creates a confusing inconjunct. Because our mood under the Leo mood is an easygoing, joyful one, we might subtly anticipate that current events should be more taxing or difficult. The inconjunct makes us believe the specter of bad news is lurking just out of sight, about to arrive with a reminder of anxieties, and causing us to feel guilty for taking the time to simply enjoy ourselves. This transit can provoke strong emotions which don't have a proper outlet, so avoid letting irritability guide your choices.